Thanks to Events DC, we're able to take you behind the scenes on food, culture, and community right here in DC. They're helping make this podcast possible and helping shape the future of our city at the same time. Check out eventsdc.com to see what they're cooking up.
Order up. Another episode of In the Weeds podcast with Chef Spike Mendelsohn.
Yeah, let's go. Today's guest grew up in Jersey Tough, went to the CIA, and not only survived New York City kitchen gauntlet, but sharpened her knives on them and came out smiling. She's a chef who can make comfort food feel couture and send competitors home on Chopped without ever raising her voice. You've seen her on Iron Chef America, Best Thing I Ever Ate, and basically every show where cooks sweat and onions cry.
Oh, I love it.
Now she's teaching the masters to cook like pros without the PTSD, building easy as fuck AF into a kitchen movement. And because chefs can't do one damn thing, she's bottling cocktails so we can all drink like we just got out of the weeds. Please welcome Chef Amanda Freitag.
The crowd goes wild.
Yes, that's duck fat. Freitag.
That's right.
What's
you
up?
were my neighbor. You were my neighbor in Tribeca.
I'm excited for this one because, we go back. We go way back to the block.
Way back.
Yeah,
way back to the best time in culinary history.
Was it not the best time?
Yes.
It was, right?
Yes.
We had, so for those, for those who don't know, we were in New York. I actually got a job and I was working for Drew Nipperant, and you were across the street, basically.
Yep. At the Harrison.
At the Harrison.
2 blocks over.
Yeah, and then we had Aaron down the block.
That's right.
Right. Who else did we have over there? We had.
You have David Waltuck at Chantrell.
That's right.
I mean, Tribeca was loaded with chefs. David Boulay.
Mark
Forgione around the corner.
That's right. Mark Forgione. We had Nobu, obviously.
Star-studded.
We used to I love that time. I remember just sending food to Nobu and exchanging for dinners with you. We used to come through your back door and eat some duck fat fries.
Yes. And then we had little street fair Tribeca festival or whatever we did.
I love that restaurant you were running there.
I loved it too.
That was one of
my. It.
I remember so vividly eating your dishes there and having moments. And I was with my boys, my old school. They're still my boys. Mike Coletti, Brian Lacayo. We used to come over there, and I remember I loved what you did with fish.
Yeah.
And somehow and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm remembering this wrong, but you would incorporate some type of cheese with fish, right? At times, or mozzarella, or I feel like there were some interesting dishes with fish that you were doing there. And
I did an octopus.
Was it
with feta?
Oh, with feta, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was stuff like that, stuff like that. See?
Yes.
Yeah, not bad.
Yes, good memory.
But what was it? Why do you get that? What was that job? Where did you get that
the
from?
Harrison, I think to me was a culmination of everything I'd ever done.
Yeah.
And it came at the perfect time. And I was kind of poached by Jimmy Bradley. I was working in a restaurant in the West Village called Gusto. I had taken over for Jody Williams.
Yeah.
Pretty popular Italian restaurant. And I had tried to hide in Brooklyn for a little while.
Yeah.
I took a little break. I had opened Cesca for Tom Valenti on the Upper West Side.
Oh, wow,
and I was kind of burnt out. And I was living in Park Slope at the time in Brooklyn. And I was like, let me just take a gig here and kind of hide. And I'll never forget, we got a New York Times review at the restaurant I was working in Brooklyn in 2005.
Yeah.
Nobody was reviewing restaurants in Brooklyn in 2005.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can't even hide here. I needed to take a little break. And then I saw Jody, and she's like, listen, I'm planning on leaving Gusto. It'd be great for you. Do you want to take it over? And I was like, I want to come back. I want to come back. So I came back in, and it wasn't the right fit for me, but the timing was incredible because Jimmy Bradley and Philip Baltz. Jimmy Bradley owned the Red Cat and the Harrison. Philip Baltz, famous in PR in New York City, came in for dinner one night. And the next day, this is so Jimmy, he called the restaurant. And I don't know if people in the world know that a chef's office is usually under the stairs.
Yeah, of course.
Next to a chest freezer and a filing cabinet.
If you're lucky, yeah.
And there was a landline there, and it was him, and I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, thanks, dinner was great. And I was like, cool, what's up? He's like, you happy there? And I was like, can we talk about this another time? You know, it was a weird like incel phone call. I'm like, I can't talk on this phone. And basically,
those are so the funniest. You're
I was
the ultimate poach is happening right now.
Ultimate,
yeah.
You know, and Jimmy's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
So I was flattered and ready to move on at that time anyway. So he needed to make a change at the Harrison. The Harrison had, you know, a heartfelt start with Joey Campanero right after 2001. 2000 after 9/11 happened.
Yeah.
You know, they were delayed and then they opened to, you know, in a city with a raw heart, you know, and it became an iconic restaurant. And then after Joey left, I think it lost a little bit of its luster. And so Jimmy wanted to change it up.
Yeah.
And it was the perfect time, too. Even though when I took over, it was 2008.
Yeah.
So there was a bit of a downturn in the country.
I mean, I think we hit our recession in 2008,
Yes.
right?
But for the restaurant, it was great.
Yeah.
Because there were heavy curtains on the windows. We took those down. You know, the chef that was there before didn't even want to serve food at the bar.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that now? Like no food at the bar.
Yeah.
And we changed.
That's
right,
insane.
like it was
That's
just.
insane, yeah.
We
But so what?
changed the whole vibe.
So you mentioned a couple times you were hiding, right? And so what were you hiding from at that time? Like and like why were you hiding in Brooklyn?
I just wanted to take a little break. I think I was burnt out.
You were burnt out, but so okay. Well, we have to go back then. So how did you? So where are you
to
from
get
originally?
To there. Okay, so I grew up in New Jersey.
So you grew up in Jersey, in a food family or
No,
restaurant family, or
only in the only way that you could probably relate to this in your big Greek family is that food was everything in our family.
Okay, of
you
course,
know,
yeah.
Like, if you're happy, let's eat.
Yeah.
If you're sad, let's
Let's
eat.
eat.
You know, if you don't feel good, you should probably eat something.
Yeah.
You'll feel better.
Yeah,
you know, if you're tired, eat something. So like food was that for us. And then
makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally vibe with that.
right?
Yeah.
You get it. And then work ethic. Both my parents worked really hard. My dad was like, if you want money, you work.
And they were both Italian, or what was the background?
My mom's side was Italian. My dad's side German.
German. Okay.
Yeah, so
Good
pretty
mix.
big, bold people, you know, personalities. And then my brother, my middle brother, I have two older, he started working at a restaurant in town. And to his dismay, then I started working at that restaurant.
Oh, to his dismay. Little sis coming to work at the... What were you thinking?
Oh, I was like, he likes it. I'm going there.
How old was he?
He was 17 or 18.
So you were teens working?
Oh yeah, we were teens.
In Jersey?
In Jersey.
And
yeah.
so what was it, like a diner or a
Oh my God.
restaurant?
It was a crazy restaurant that they don't have many of these around anymore, but it was like a banquet hall with many different banquet rooms.
Yeah.
But then it also had an a la carte restaurant, and it had like a bar that had an a la carte menu, all in one building.
Wow, like a
Yes.
social...
It was
like
just
a social
all this stuff going on all
venue.
the time.
Really?
Yes. So I started
Jersey?
in Jersey, of course.
Of course, yeah.
He was a waiter, and he was like managing the dining room, and then I started as a busgirl.
Yeah.
And
so that was your first restaurant
My
job?
first restaurant job. I fell in love with the chaos.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest.
That tracks. That tracks. Knowing you now, that tracks.
It's funny because I think a lot of people think chefs grow up on, you know, your grandma's apron strings and it's all ratatouille style.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, it was hardcore money. We were working late. We were drinking young.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
we were
Doing all the things.
all the things.
Well, it's a
and
subculture. I always tell
I
people
loved
the
it.
restaurant business is a subculture. Like it's
It
its
is.
own thing. It's its own vibe, you know?
Yeah, you have to love it.
And you have to be able to survive in chaos. You have to
I-
create chaos, survive in chaos.
Yes.
You have to do all things chaos.
I feel like until I walked in the door, I didn't realize like my internal chaos needed to have chaos on the outside to match.
Yes.
You know, and then all of a sudden I was like, everything's right with the world.
Yeah. So you were in your younger teens, you're following your bros, working in a restaurant. Did you go to college, or did you have aspirations to do anything else, or
no? I never wanted to do anything else. And you know, do you remember that show, The Great Chefs of Europe?
Oh yeah.
Where it was like narrated because the chefs didn't speak any
Because they
English.
didn't speak any, yeah, of course.
Loved.
Yeah.
Obsessed with that.
Just
show.
watched that and Japanese Iron Chef the entire
Yes.
time.
And then my dad was obsessed with this movie called Who's Killing the Great Chefs of Europe. I don't know if you've ever seen it. You must.
Who's Killing the Great Chefs of Europe?
Watch this movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's George Segal and Jacqueline Bisset, and it's sexy, and it's a murder mystery, and each and every chef dies by their specialty. Like if this one chef does lobster thermidor, you found him in the lobster tank.
Really?
This other guy did like a pressed duck sauce in this press, and you press his head in it. But it was comical.
I love this.
It was comical at the same time.
Sounds like Dexter.
Yes.
Yes.
And then
meet
there was
Chef Table.
a pastry chef that made this chocolate bomb, and there was a bomb in it. So
I gotta watch this.
I don't know why
this is sick. This is sick viewing here.
But it was fun. It was like a fun, like early 80s movie. And my dad loved it, and we would watch it together. And I was also fascinated with, I think that was the first time I saw like behind the scenes, aside from Great Chefs of Europe, like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
What kitchens look like. Because at that time, it was blue
they
collar.
weren't looking too good back then.
Blue collar labor.
Exactly.
Like it was only regarded as a really good career in Europe.
Yes.
And so I definitely didn't want to go to college. My oldest brother was an academic. My middle brother just rebelled because of that. And then I sort of settled into like, I want to be in restaurants. And then my home ec teacher, Joan Levine, I hope you're out there, Joan.
Joan getting a shout out. Bring it back. Bring home ec back.
I was star student, man.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, because everybody else would either skip home ec or be high or be asleep. And I'm like, I want to know, how do you make that brownie? Whatever it was. And what we didn't know at the time is teachers made no money.
Yeah.
Which we all know now that teachers make zero money.
Yeah.
So she worked at a country club on the weekends. And I found that out. And then she started to tell me about culinary school because I was like, I don't want to go to college. It's like 4 more years of high school and this sucks.
Yeah.
And with her and my parents, we toured the CIA.
Oh, wow. That's how you got into
the...
Wow.
We toured. They used to do these things called the Taste of the CIA where you could go up there and there'd be like an open house and there'd be all these chefs walking around with their toques and their neckerchiefs, their starch white coats. And I was like, this is heaven.
Yeah.
I was just, this is it. That was it.
And so what year is this touring the CIA?
We're not talking about that.
Oh, come on. Come on. I want to know what the CIA was doing.
It was early on.
I'm so rude.
It was not expanded. There was one building.
Any chefs that you know that went there with you then? Anybody? No? Still. Okay, so I'm just going to go on a limb that I went there after you,
Ken
maybe.
Oranger and I
Ken
were
Oranger,
in the same
there we
class.
go. Okay.
Yes.
There you go. You're looking at the newest member board of trustees of the CIA.
Oh, thank you for contributing.
Fancy, I don't know. I'm gonna.
You don't know what you have to do for that?
I'm gonna pay some money and be on some
you have to buy a
important
brick.
meetings. And
but it was a very important part of my life.
But you must have been one of the not too many females at the time at the school.
I was very few and far between.
Yeah, few and far between. Yeah.
I was the only one in my group. I believe there was one other female in my whole class.
Yeah.
But.
So your home ec teacher inspired you to go to the CIA. I love that story. And so had you had any restaurant experience prior to the CIA?
At the time, you were not allowed to go to school.
I went to school around those times too, so I'm with you.
Unless you had. So then I ended up working separately in a country club where I cooked in like their outdoor like cafe type thing, and that for a year.
Yeah.
I think they should still do that with culinary schools, but it's a different time.
They gotta make they gotta get people in there.
CIA is also called.
They gotta get more students in there.
Advance, but I think it was really helpful.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to figure out if you really want to do it or not.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue also with the mandatory for them was that you'd probably lose a lot of students because once you got started in a year, you're in the rhythm already at that restaurant, right? And so you're like, oh, am I dropping everything?
Yep.
And taking a step back now to go to the CIA.
Yeah.
Because really, like in your first year of a restaurant, you do basically learn a lot of those beginner skills.
Sure.
So, for me, the CIA is it's on top of all the cuisines and the skills, the network, right?
Sure.
The network that follows you.
And it was just a foundation.
Forever. Yeah, the foundation.
I mean, really, it wasn't all the things that I learned happened after school.
Yeah.
Of course, I learned the basics.
Yeah.
But really, the real stuff,
Yeah.
like the real life to survive as a chef stuff, happened after school.
Did you have to take a break in between? Like, did you
I
have
did
to do
an
an
externship.
externship for
Yeah.
4 months? So where did you go?
I went to a hotel in New Jersey, believe it or not.
Just back home? Yeah, it's okay.
It was cool because I got to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, it was they had a charcuterie room, and they had banquets,
Yeah.
and I worked brunches. Like it was a little mini, microcosm of every
Yeah.
restaurant you could ever work in.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
All right. So you and Ken graduate. You and Ken Orange graduate.
Ken
Yeah.
becomes a very successful restaurateur, and I.
Ken's great. I mean, come on, please. Everyone has their own paths, right? I'm
Yes.
still trying to figure out what mine is. Here I am
Yeah.
podcasting. Like
Same.
I'm a chef podcaster now.
You're a
the
shodcaster.
So where do you go? Are you like, I'm going to New York? Like,
no, hell no. Me and my culinary school boyfriend went to the Florida Keys.
oh yes, you wanted some
So
beach time.
random.
Florida Keys.
It was so random.
Who was your culinary boyfriend?
Jeff Caputo. Hi, Jeffy. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a crazy experience. He worked in Key Largo. I worked on Marathon Key. I learned how to cut fish.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I got a bit of a hazing when I got there because, I don't know if you've ever spent any time in the Keys, but there's some salty dogs down there.
Big time.
And I went in on my first day with my steel-toed shoes,
Oh,
my
yes.
checkered pants, my stiff coat,
With
and
your
my
name
apron.
on it in green. With your name on it in green.
And everybody was like in an apron and shorts, and they're like,
And the toque? Did you do the toque?
I didn't
first?
do the toque.
okay.
Oh, thank God. And they were like, okay, kid. They were like, you can wear whatever you want, but you'll be in shorts before you know it. So it was quite an interesting experience. And then after that faded, the fun of that faded, I came back to tri-state area.
Yeah.
I worked in New Jersey for a little bit, and then
Don't you love how the CIA just throws us out into the world and
Oh, yeah, you just go.
And houndstooth, checkered pants.
yeah, and good luck, kid.
Yeah.
I hope they don't beat you up
Yeah,
too bad.
Yeah, exactly. If there's any label of a
God.
culinary institute graduate, it's that. It's the toque, the knife pack, the checkered pants.
It's better than the chili pepper pants.
Oh my gosh, that's Johnson and Wales. Let's be real.
Do you want to hear my joke?
I want to hear it.
What does the Johnson and Wales student say to the CIA student?
What?
Yes, chef.
Boom! We might get sponsored by the Culinary Institute after this reel. We're going to edit that one 100%.
I love it.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. That's so good.
It's such a burn. It's such a burn.
Yes, chef. Those chili pepper pants chefs. Keep those at home. What are you guys doing? I don't want to see you with the chili pepper pants.
I haven't seen a pair of those in a long
No,
time.
I haven't either.
A long time. They should come back.
Maybe you and I could bring them back a little
my
bit.
God.
Should we?
So anyway, then I had the most amazing experience at my first job in New York City. I worked for John George Vong.
Wait, did you dump the
at
boyfriend
Vong.
in Florida?
I mean, he's okay.
He's okay.
He's all right.
He survived. So you went to work for Jean Georges.
Yes.
So you stepped it up. You went from Florida
To
to
Vong.
Yeah. But wait, real quick though, isn't it amazing how one restaurant job will teach you a skill through and through? You just mentioned how you learned how to butcher fish.
Yeah. Oh, and
Right,
I feel
because-
like also you never know what you're gonna get. Like you
Yeah.
might go into a restaurant thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna learn how to, be a speedy line cook,"
Yeah.
and then you end up like butchering fish every day for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
But-
but that's a skill that you take on for you with friends. When I first worked in New York, I worked for Michael Simon when he had a Greek restaurant. I don't know if you remember it. But he had a restaurant that was Greek. It was called like Patra or something like that. Anyways,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Brian Goodman came out of there. What's his name? Also, anyways, a couple of chefs that came out of that. But I was his morning butcher, and I wasn't.
Yes.
I didn't apply to be a
I
butcher.
love to butcher.
But I had to butcher everything like skate.
Butchering.
Yeah, skates. Do you like butchering skate?
I don't love it,
I get
but
kind of fast.
it's cool.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
It's hard to do.
It is hard to do, but it's.
As long as the skin is off, you're good.
Yeah, you got to get the ammonia. Stay away from the ammonia. All right, so you're in Jean Georges. Let's get
Okay.
back to you. Forget about me. Let's get back to you. Jean Georges, how did you get that job? You walk in?
How did I get that job? I think I brought my resume.
Yeah, brought your resume. that you
How
let-
did we get jobs back then?
Well, that's the thing. Didn't you have to like do a trial?
I definitely did a trail.
Yeah, you have to do a trail. But guys, you didn't have, back
Nobody
in
has
the day,
to do this anymore because
Yeah.
we're so desperate
We're
for
so
cooks.
desperate. Don't even bring an application. Can you start now?
Yeah, I had to do a trail, which just meant that I spent the night during service, and they needed to see how I moved, and I needed to see if I could survive in that kitchen.
Yeah.
And I got the job.
Yeah.
And it was at a crazy time in New York when John George had 2 restaurants.
Yeah. So which place was this again?
Vong.
Vong. Okay. So
And
Vong.
he only had Vong and Jojo at the time.
Yeah.
Which
and Vong was a steakhouse? Or no?
Vong was Thai French.
Oh, Thai French. Okay.
And if you know anything about John George now, he's a global entity.
Yes.
And the interesting part is I worked on the grill, and I was the commis, which means I'm under one person, which is the chef de partie.
Yes.
And the chef de partie.
We're talking about the brigade system here,
Yes.
guys, okay?
Again,
the commis is the bottom.
the bottom.
Yes.
Well, a little bit.
Well, yeah,
the garde manger is a little under that.
Yes. Yes.
But Dan Del Vecchio was the chef de partie, and Dan became John George's right-hand man, and still to this day
Loyalty.
works, travels, opens all the restaurants with him.
Yeah.
So it was a very special time where everybody was sort of setting their feet in the ground then.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible experience because I'd never worked with Thai ingredients, ever.
Yeah.
And to see them sort of threaded into French technique, Thai ingredients, French technique, was incredible training for the palate. Like, I'd never used fish sauce.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so we were using fish sauce and chilies instead of salt and pepper.
Yes.
And then we were using lime leaf instead of lemon, so all of those flavors like blew my mind, just blew my mind. And I loved it. It was intense though.
And up until then,
intensely
you were
busy.
more classically French trained? Is that what was
Classically
happening?
French
Classically
trained.
French trained. Okay.
Yes,
so all the mother
definitely.
sauces, sauce heavy,
Everything.
butter.
Yes, butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of
the
that.
cooking techniques, yeah.
Yes. And I really didn't venture into like Mediterranean or Italian until way later.
Yeah.
So and then this Thai French thing, I just wanted to work with John George. Like that was a
course.
dream for me. And I
I
didn't
remember
know what would
staging
happen
it
after
for
that.
him a couple times.
Yeah, I didn't care what would happen after that. And
Yeah.
I had it's so crazy to think about now. Like, I just wanted to line cook for as long as possible.
Yes.
I wanted to work every station.
Yeah.
I wanted to work saute. I wanted to work fry. I wanted to work fish, meat. I wanted to do
You
that.
wanted to learn all of them.
I wanted to do it all. Like,
Yeah.
that was what you did back then.
Yes.
And then I was on the meat station as the commis for a really long time. And I actually, this was sad. I was about to be moved up to chef de partie, and I broke my foot.
Oh.
I was in New Jersey on a day off, stepped off a sidewalk, broke my foot, and I missed my opportunity to be promoted. And then
So they didn't promote you because you broke your foot?
they had to replace it, right? Replace my foot? No, replace me. And then I ended up moving on, and I was going to work for
I thought you said they put you back on garde manger on a stool like at the end.
just rolling spring rolls.
Oh, so breaking your foot?
Well,
so you
I
basically had to give up your job.
I was gone for a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
I lost the opportunity to be promoted, and I just didn't want to keep doing the same
Totally.
job.
Yeah.
And so I was young and silly, and I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
And Vong was in something called the Lipstick Building in New York City, which also had this cafe, can't remember the name of it, that was being run in the lobby. And there was a woman named Amy Sacco, who was the manager of it. Now, Amy is incredibly famous now for being like a late night maven. She's created so many things like Bungalow and Bungalow 8 and all these
all
clubs.
establishments we've gone to.
Yes, where it was like late night and food and booze, which never happened until then.
Bungalow 8. That was like Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan's like regular
Yes.
time. Right?
Yes, it was
Page
impossible
6 all the time.
to get into. I'm going nitty gritty now, and so Amy actually offered me a job because she was opening. I don't know if it was Bungalow that she was opening or another one, and she said, "I'm opening this place. I'd love you to come." It was one of the ones, and I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And so I was going to take a couple days off, and then I was going to start with her on that project. It was very exciting. Amy Sacco at the time was in a relationship with a man named Gilbert Lecause.
Ooh, Gilbert.
Which is Maguey Lecause's brother.
And
from
he was
Le
the
chef of Le
Bernardin. Look how nerdy we are about chefs. I love it.
It's so geeky and crazy.
It's so good. So the brother,
Well, he was the chef at Le Bernardin at the time.
Yeah.
Very, very famous man.
Yeah.
Very French, very sexy, very passionate.
Okay, you're giving me goosebumps.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him, of course. I studied him.
Yeah, I think Amy was sort of a secret girlfriend. I don't know if he had another relationship,
Oh,
but
I'm sure
their
he had a couple.
relationship
Yeah.
wasn't in the press.
Yeah.
He died.
Yes.
Suddenly. And she was absolutely devastated. And she put her project on hold.
Dude, I can't believe you're in that circle at that time.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Oh my gosh, it was sad because I think
it was devastating.
He was devastating. He died of some complications.
It was,
Yeah,
I mean, he
I think
had
it did-
like a massive heart attack.
Yeah.
But I even believe it was at the gym or something. Like he was doing something that was supposed to be healthy.
Yeah.
Even though he probably had a cigarette hanging out of his mouth when he was doing it.
He was on a treadmill with a cigarette.
But it was a shame. And so she told me, and she was grieving hard, but she said, you know, I have a friend who's opening a restaurant in Gramercy Park. Her name's Diane Forley. Why don't you talk to her?
Yeah.
And Diane Forley opened a very famous restaurant called Verbena.
Of course.
And I remember meeting Diane, and she took me through a construction site, which was the restaurant.
Yeah.
Nothing was there. Nothing. And again, I'm young and sort of naive, and now I know. And now, of course, you know, when you walk into a construction site like that, you have a vision of what it's all going to look like
yeah.
when it's yours. And she's pointing to here, and she's like, "This is garmager." I'm like, "This woman's out of her mind."
Yeah.
This is pastry. I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah.
I'm like, "This is never going to happen." And then, of course, it opened, and I started as a line cook with her, and quickly became a sous chef, and then became her chef de cuisine. And I was there for 6 years.
So was that your first chef de cuisine spot?
Yes.
Wow,
And
6 years.
I was there for 6 years
Verbena,
because
6
it was
years.
such a and that's unheard of,
Yeah,
right, at that
of
time.
course.
Because again, I was on that plan where it's like I want to work a year here, I want to work a year
jumping
there.
back then.
Yes.
Yeah, we were trying to take. There was so much energy and knowledge that
Yes.
people just wanted to jump ship. I'll do a year here, do a year there. So wow.
It was because we set up a really wonderful kitchen culture.
Yeah.
And it was constant learning, and it was my first exercise in seasonal.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would fall in love with a menu item that was, you know, asparagus, and then she'd be like, "Okay, it's gone. Let's do tomatoes." I'm like, "No," you know, and we were right by Union Square Green Market, and it was the heyday.
What an experience.
Every time you would go to the Union Square Green Market, it was nothing but chefs.
Yeah.
You know, Peter Hoffman with his
the
wagon,
early mornings,
and
just,
Tom
yeah.
Galicchio, and everybody going over there and picking up their stuff.
Yeah.
And it was such a great learning experience. And Diane was brilliant. She just had this like crazy gastronomic heady mind.
Yeah.
And I learned so much from her.
What was the cuisine at that time?
I would say it was a mix between Mediterranean and she had a little Spanish in there, and it was very clean, very vegetable based, even though it wasn't vegetable. You know, we had foie gras on the menu and fish and meat and everything, but it was a very unique cuisine, but I would say Mediterranean would be the way to describe it the best. She had a lot of French influence too, and Diane was really skilled at pastry.
Yeah.
So we made all our own bread, ice creams, desserts, everything. I mean, it was a hustle.
So so how was it working for a woman chef at that time?
It was pretty.
Because there wasn't that many. I mean, there
Yeah,
were very
it was
few
like
and far between in New York.
And Rosenzweig.
I
you
know,
know,
right?
like it was kind of unheard of. But then once I was in it, it just seemed fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Was the team mostly composed of women?
Well, that was the thing. It
Yeah.
would like ebb and flow.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and, you know, I've always said this, and I know a couple of my female chef friends will say this too. It's like, for a long time, it was okay to be categorized that way because there wasn't that many of us,
Sure.
you know, but now it's just like, okay, we're just chefs
We're
now.
just chefs.
And
Yeah.
I think when we were in it in that capacity, we were just chefs also. And I can say very honestly, sometimes when the kitchen was all women,
Yeah.
it wasn't great.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Listen.
Timing, if you know what I mean.
I'm just going to leave that there, and you guys going to...
So I like a balance.
Yeah, of
You
course.
have to have a balance in anything.
Yeah.
You know,
balance and everything.
So when our team was balanced, it was always the best.
Yeah.
You know, and we had some incredible cooks going in and out of there. You know, Colin and Renee were in and out of there. Colin Alvarez, who's sadly passed. But it was a perfect environment, and we could see when somebody didn't want that mature environment, one of our cooks that would come in and get hired, they would almost weed themselves out.
Yes.
It was so interesting. So then, you know, Diane was gracious enough to set me up with a stage in Paris where she had staged at a restaurant called Arpège, Alain Passard.
Oh, no big deal.
No big deal.
Alain Passard.
Which was an incredible experience. And I got, you know, a little bit of VIP treatment.
Just a little bit.
Because then instead of having to like clean mushrooms for 6 weeks, I was able to work on garde-manger.
Of course.
Which some of these people in the kitchen.
I love how you were saying, like, I was able to work on garde-manger.
Right, exactly.
Back then, that was like if you walked into a restaurant to that level and started at garde-manger.
That's a big deal.
That is a big.
That's like
fucking
starting
deal.
at CEO.
Oh, 100%. You are.
Yeah.
That is CEO. Like you're. I remember because I did the same thing. I went to France for a little bit, but I remember it's like artichoke fabrication, pulling feathers off of pigeons.
That's right.
Burning the burning the stock, all the other things before garde-manger. Chucking scallops, all this stuff. But okay, so you got a head start.
I did, and I got the evil eye from a couple of girls that had probably been there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
But
so how'd she set you up? Did you?
She knew Alain.
She knew Alain, but like, were you staying with a family?
No, I stayed in a very
hostel.
I guess you could call it that. I want to call it a hotel. The bathroom was in the hallway, so I'm not sure what you call that.
Hostel, then. Hostel life.
The shower was like a closet inside next to the bed. You know,
yeah,
so it was,
totally.
But I didn't care. Who cared?
Nobody cared. You're in France.
I was
cooking.
also at work 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I loved every part of it.
And so how long was your
I was there
there?
about 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't as long as I wanted to be, but it was just enough to really influence me.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it because at the end of the day, and I don't think anybody in America can actually do this, the walk-in refrigerators were empty.
Yes.
The only thing that was in there were 2 boxes, one of salted butter, one of unsalted butter.
Wow.
That was it.
That was it.
And then every morning in would come
fresh stuff.
the birds
Yeah.
with the feathers on, the fish, the vegetables, the live frogs in a box.
It's fun. I love that you bring that up because I do remember empty walk-ins towards the end of the evenings. They would order appropriately. If things didn't come in, they weren't on the menu.
Like they weren't on the menu. That menu got created every afternoon.
Yeah. That's incredible.
And not before that.
Yeah.
So
there's I have to say that, these days you can stage in the States. You can stage at any great restaurants in New York, this, that, the other. We all get that. But I have to say, there's still something to be said of getting out of the country. And
I highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it because, the mushroom monger in the morning, the truffle guy that comes to the doorstep, listen, maybe you can't maybe it's not financially sound for you or what have you, but it's actually pretty cheap to do, right? If you're okay with working for free and sleeping next to the shower, right, you can go cook anywhere in the world.
That's right.
And just the experience of meeting the purveyors and like waking up early in the morning, I think there's some magic there that carries on for the rest of your life.
So much magic.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I saw it. I mean, I knew it wasn't feasible for here.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I saw it, that I knew it existed, and maybe I could do it in a micro way.
Yeah,
like we used to have our mushroom guy come,
exactly.
to you and then to me around the corner. Maybe with one ingredient we could do it.
Oh, that's right. We used to share some purveyors, right? Remember the Saffron King?
Yes. Oh my God.
I love the Saffron King. What's he up to?
Oh my God. Manouche.
Manouche the Saffron King. We
had out there.
Oh my gosh, Manouche. I hope
he would always come by
it.
when you were super busy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like his timing sucks.
Never knew.
Nicest guy ever.
Restaurant hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're getting ready for service. 100 people just sat down and like you're firing up. Manouche shows up in the kitchen. With his huge, he had dreads, I think, right? Yes. Huge dreads.
And his one little thing is saffron.
And
he'd be like, do you want to spend $1 million on this? You really should. And we're like, no.
And Beverly was a great D'Artagnan. Yeah.
Yes.
She did great.
Yes.
Oh
my
she
God,
conquered.
Beverly.
Beverly conquered. At the end of the day, she sold, and I was so happy.
I thought about her in so long.
She was the best, right?
Did you ever buy from a Tef at in the East Village?
That sounds so familiar. What was the stuff?
I'll think of it. Anyway, she's amazing. She's still around. Anyway, so you
could still get little glimpses of that stuff.
So I got little glimpses of that, and
Yeah.
I think it really influenced me. And then when I went back to New York, I moved on from Diane amicably, and then I went out into the world. And it was funny because then I was back into a very aggressive sort of kitchens, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought we all matured.
Yeah.
And no, it was just what we had built.
You had something
culture.
very special.
Yeah. And so I bopped around a little bit. I worked for Mark Spagenthal. He opened a restaurant uptown called The Dining Room because he had the screening room downtown. Do you remember the screening room?
Oh, yeah.
And then again, I was like a little unsure of what I really wanted to do. And I remember seeing, this is a sliding doors moment that I always talk about. I remember seeing Wiley Dufresne at the Green Market one day, and he was talking about opening WD-50.
WD-50, yeah.
And he hadn't opened yet, and he was asking me if I wanted to come and be a sous chef.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was like, I want to be a chef. I want to be a chef.
Yeah.
I want to run the thing. I don't want to go backwards, right? Which is so weird to think, like, what if I was Wiley's sous chef? Like, would I have dipped into this, like, molecular world? Like, I don't know what I would have been.
Well,
like, I don't know.
Well, listen, Wiley's making pizza now, you know?
I know.
And loving every single moment of it.
I know. Isn't it crazy how things happen? So I didn't do that. And I took a little job. Not a little job. It was a big job at a little restaurant in the East Village called Lavagna, where I did everything. You know, it's like we had a wood burning oven. I made the pizzas. I made the desserts. It was 3 or 4 people in the whole kitchen. That was it. And it was a great experience, and it led me to many other things. And it also really made me start to fall in love with authentic Italian cuisine.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I started to go down that road. And I cooked Italian for about 7 years.
Just bopping around?
Just bopping around.
Yeah.
And
you ever crossed with Batali or any other? Or?
Well, I opened for Tom Valenti, Cesca, and that was a big deal. And prior to that, I worked with Sarah Jenkins at Il Buco.
Oh yeah, El Buco.
Yeah.
I remember El Buco.
Yeah. So that was in, well, actually when. So I worked at Il Buco before Lavagna. Sorry, let's flip it.
Yeah.
Because I left the dining room, and I wanted to do something different. And so then I was with Sarah Jenkins because I was really into Italian.
Yeah.
And I left there to go work at Lavagna. But as chefs would do, in between jobs, I was like, I'm going to take one day off. I want just one day to refresh in between jobs. And
just one day.
One day.
I know. What was like, yeah.
I don't know. Like, that was a lot.
I know.
That was a lot.
Yes.
And that day was September 11th.
Oh, wow.
And I was supposed to start at Lavagna, which was below 14th Street. And I didn't start for at least 2 months. Yeah.
2 crazy moments.
Yes.
McGee, La Cause,
I know, right?
and September 11th.
That's so funny that you pointed out like that. Yeah.
Oh my
really
gosh.
interesting.
Wow.
Turns of events, you know, in the career. And so I eventually started down there. And, you know, after that time, I think we were all just embracing each other, you know, and I had a beautiful experience at Lavagna that just led me to when I started with Tom Valenti at Cesca, which was a powerhouse restaurant.
Yeah.
You know, we opened in 2003. 400 covers a night, every celebrity you could imagine.
Were you getting reviewed over there?
Yeah, we got reviewed by Bill Grimes. We got 2 stars.
Yeah.
You know, so
Bill
Grimes
was
a monster.
Yeah.
It was a monster. And, you know, I've opened a lot of restaurants ground up, and you just go. You just run on adrenaline. And that's when I think I got a little bit of a burnout. And that's when I wanted to hide.
That's where you started wanting to hide.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you had this wealth of experience and success.
Yes.
You were killing it.
Yep.
You were killing it.
I was.
And you were killing it. And
then I dipped.
And then you dipped out.
Yeah.
On good terms at that point?
Yeah. It was, you know, well, you've experienced this too. You know, Tom
really
was the chef owner with a bunch of partners.
Yeah.
They were having their own, they wanted to open a Cesca in Atlantic City, and they were having their own disagreements.
Yeah.
And so then they were sort of like talking to me behind,
of
and
course.
saying like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, you know what?
All we need is one chef. One chef to jump on this.
Like Tom's my friend.
Yes,
Like I'm gonna just leave this.
Yeah.
You guys
You guys figure it out.
figure it out. And then I went to a restaurant called Set Day in Park Slope, Brooklyn, which was great. I mean, I honestly learned a lot.
Yeah. Were you living out in Brooklyn?
I was.
Oh,
I was
okay,
living
that's
around
right.
the corner from there. And, we built it ground up, put in a wood-burning oven, which almost fell through the floor. Just a lot of learned lessons.
Yeah.
But then that's when I saw Jody, and she was like, "Do you want to take my job?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And I took her job, and then I ended up at the Harrison.
Yeah. And so what restaurant did you feel was through and through you? Was it the Harrison?
I think it was the Harrison.
Was it the
really.
Harrison?
It was kind
Wow,
of
I
a
feel
mix of
blessed to be
everything.
part
I
of
know,
that.
right?
Right next to you.
You
The
were right
Harrison
next
was
to
the
me
one- yeah.
at like my heyday of chefdom because
I mean, you were such
I
a
would
rock
say
star.
Verbena and the Harrison were my
Okay.
two like shining moments.
Yeah.
And I think I brought everything from Verbena through all those Italian experiences and Thai French all the way to Harrison.
Yeah.
And it was just
I loved it
magical. As hard as it was at that time in 2008,
Yeah.
we brought that restaurant back to life and then got a 2-star review.
Beautiful review.
Which was so hard to do for an older restaurant.
Yes.
It was just so
I remember when you guys got that. I mean, you guys revived it talk about
rewarding.
It was, right? Yeah. And so here we got a 2-star review, and Drew was like,
But you don't want a 3. You don't want a 3.
You
At
don't
that
want a
time,
3.
a 3 is a curse.
You never worked for Drew. You just neighbors, right?
We're just neighbors
Good for you.
and colleagues,
He came out with a good book, though.
I want to read it.
Yeah, so do I.
What an icon, though. What he did.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. I mean, I my times working for him were my best favorite moments in my chef life. I mean,
See?
because of everything, because of you were across the
Yeah.
street, we had our own.
Yeah.
We had all our late night places where we'd go eat. It was either the Spotted Pig. What was the burger place you would take us to? Looking for your next big event, concert, or culinary adventure? Check out eventsdc.com to see what they're cooking up.
Not Walkers.
Was it Walkers? It was just it was like a hole in the wall. We had to stand outside to order, and then maybe.
Oh my God! What was that place?
I know, right? I remember we used to go to this place all the time.
I don't think we were ever sober when we were
never
there.
sober.
So how are we supposed to remember? Oh my God! But I can taste that burger right now.
I feel like I still see it there when I
Shit.
drive by every once in a while. I'm like, that's where we used to go.
Wow, that was a savior.
I know, right? Oh my gosh! Because what was our local watering hole? We had the
There was Walkers. Then there was the other one that was right next to the Harrison.
Yeah,
We'll
there's also another room that was next to
Another room was great.
Aron.
Oh, Terroir was right next door to the,
Terroir
the
was.
Harrison.
That's right.
That was Marco.
Yeah.
But we would go to Blue Ribbon a lot.
Oh yes, we used to
Blue
go to
Ribbon
Blue
was
Ribbon
the
when
jam.
that was the one and only
The
Blue
one
Ribbon.
and only late night spot for chefs.
Duck confit club sandwich. Yes, sign me up. Bone marrow marmalade. There. 12 oysters.
Oxtail.
Boom,
Yes.
get those on the table.
Yes, and who needs another drink? We do.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you don't.
That place was open till 4 a.m. I love that place.
Me too.
They're doing great too. They're super successful,
Yes,
right? They've opened
yes.
all over the place now.
All over the world for them too. So yeah, the Harrison I think was a good culmination of all of my cuisines and all of my experience, and I had a great team there, and it was magical.
Yeah.
It was truly magical. And then, I wanted more.
Yeah.
Obviously.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 3 years.
Oh yeah, that's good. That was a good time.
Yeah, it was perfect. And, Jimmy loved the attention, but I think he wanted it for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear that.
So I moved on, and he made himself the chef.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I love those moves. Those restaurant owner moves where you hire a chef that does everything to put you on the map, and then you get rid of that chef in some way. The chef leaves or whatever, and then I'm chef now.
Right. And there's a picture of Jimmy Bradley with a chef coat on in some magazine. I'm like, okay, cool. I love him. Don't get me wrong. Love him.
What were your signature dishes at the Harrison?
My signature dishes were the duck fat fries.
Duck fat fries.
Malt vinegar aioli.
Whew.
I had these crazy, beautiful, T-bone lamb chops that were marinated in rosemary and anchovy.
Ugh.
My octopus with feta.
Oh, the octopus with feta. I used to, in between service, we used to either send somebody to get us duck fat fries or ourselves Because you had an open door right to the street. I remember
Yep.
the back
That's
door, right?
right.
Like I had easy access in
Oh,
and
yeah.
out. And so we used to just love those duck fried. Thank you
Oh,
so
they were
much for
the
those duck
best.
fried fries.
Are you kidding? They were so good.
You were probably like, who are these kids cooking Vietnamese food with Drew Nipperant and Michael Bao? Which
Yes.
you're probably one of
Yes.
a few people that will remember Michael Bao.
Yes, of course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Oh my
was
gosh, what a great
crazy
time.
chef.
Yeah. So that, and then I got an offer to open the Empire Diner, like take over this iconic diner, and I was really into Americana stuff.
Yeah.
And I was hungry to do a project.
Yeah.
I saw some red flags, as we do.
Yeah.
But
Red flags just mean go.
yeah.
In our industry, red flags meant go back
What's
then.
wrong with
We're
us?
attracted to chaos.
What is wrong with us?
If there isn't a little bit of chaos in the deal, it's not for us.
Oh man.
We have to live on the edge a little bit.
I was just like, I'll make that work somehow.
Yeah.
No.
We'll turn them around.
Yeah. But it was a fun project, honestly. It was fun. It was never what I wanted it to be fully.
Yeah. Those are tough sometimes.
I still think of it fondly. I still wish that someday I'll have a chance to do it somewhere else the way I really wanted it.
I went there. Is it open still? Or
It's open.
Yeah.
This is under, different. I don't even think they have a chef.
Yeah.
But, they run it.
What's his name from that put the chef coat on?
Jimmy?
Jimmy's the chef now.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, you go in, there's a picture of Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
He was a representation of that guy, the owner guy that becomes the chef. Oh man, I don't think he knows he's a dime a dozen on that one.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I actually didn't really want that to be my swan song. So I kind of think of the Harrison as my swan song because
Totally.
I thought I was going to get back in.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to go, like, to me, fish out of water, right? Like restaurants since I was 15.
Yeah.
I was going to get through that project, move on and go to another one.
Yeah.
And I never went back.
You never went back to the business.
It's so
weird.
weird.
And so at the time, were you starting to do
So weird.
a little bit of TV stuff?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I started.
Like, did Aaron pull you into that? Like, how did you get started? Or did you pull him to it? Like, how did?
No, I mean.
Because he did my first Top Chef video.
Oh,
for me,
really?
Aaron, when I was,
oh, no way.
yeah, because I hadn't done Top Chef until after the Vietnamese restaurant. And so I remember him.
What season were you?
I was 4. And so
Okay.
he recorded my submission video because he was on
Makes
Food
sense.
Network. And I
Yep.
was like, Aaron, come
Yes.
on, will you-"
Melting Pot. He was one of the first people on Food
He
Network.
was, right?
Yes.
I know.
So when I was at the Harrison, so I don't even know if this still exists, but if people don't know the restaurant business, we're talking a lot of inside baseball, which is
Yes.
in the weeds anyway. And at the time, you had to have a public relations team work with your restaurant. So I was working with Philip Baltz.
There was no social media then.
No,
No.
I think I had a smartphone. I think I had a flip phone.
Flip phones. We only
Yeah.
had flip phones.
And we would actually read about each other in the newspaper.
Yes, you went to CIA with Ken Oranger.
Ken was older than me. I was a baby.
Ken doesn't age.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And we had a PR team, and Jesse Gerstein was my PR rep from Baltz and Company. And so I was downstairs, under the stairs, in another kind of a chef's office, and I got a call from somebody at Food Network. Who knows? Some producer, some casting person, and they were like, "Hey, chef, we're calling to see if you'd want to compete on Iron Chef America."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, cool. No, thank you."
Yeah.
And I just like went back to like butchering fish or making a sauce or whatever I was doing downstairs in the basement. 10 seconds later, somebody was like, "Chef, phone call for you." And I was like, "Fuck." Like I couldn't get anything done.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was Jesse from our PR team. And he's like, "Hey, did you just get a call from the Food Network?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
He's like, "Did you say no to Iron Chef America?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't do that. I don't do caramel cages and exploding ketchup. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do that."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Listen,
Yeah.
it would really be good for the restaurant if you were to do Iron Chef with your Harrison chef coat on and represent." I was like, "Oh man,
Yeah,
like,
so
it's
you're
not
like-
my thing, you
Yeah.
know." And he's like, "You should do it."
Had you had known about Iron Chef though?
Of
You
course.
have seen seasons.
Of course.
Had you watched the Japanese?
I watched
Yeah,
Japanese.
of course.
I'm a huge Alton Brown fan. I love the chairman. You know, like
Yeah.
of course.
And so who?
But
was
I
your-
was like, that is untouchable.
Yeah, exactly.
Untouchable. And so of course we get into it, and then my sous chef at the Harrison was one of my Iron Chef sous chefs, along with one of my friends, Chef Arian Duarte, and so we would practice.
Yeah.
Now we're practicing.
Yeah.
And now not only am I working 6 days a week at the restaurant,
practicing.
and I'm fucking
I remember practicing too.
for Iron Chef.
Yeah.
And people who are listening, if you don't know, we do not know the ingredient. You get 3 options of what it might be. And
that's
to this
right.
day, and probably to the day my ashes are spread somewhere, I'll remember what they are.
Yeah.
It was either radish, pineapple, or Alaskan king crab.
Ooh.
So you had to make 5 dishes for each. So you had to make 15 stellar dishes
Yeah.
that you could make with your eyes closed. So we were practicing all the time.
All the time. I remember because eventually when I did Iron Chef 2, I remember I'd practice. I remember there was a moment when I'm in the competition and I'm like, why the fuck did I practice for this?
It doesn't matter what you
It
do.
doesn't matter.
No.
You're like, what was I doing?
There's nothing you can practice for.
No, there's no preparation.
None
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's
It actually makes it worse.
you find out
Yeah.
like the evil TV producer just fucking with your head,
Oh, yeah,
basically,
100%.
by making you practice these things, thinking you could actually do
Yeah.
them. And the night before we were supposed to do it, they filmed 2 a day, and we were morning episode. My chef was coming into work, my sous chef, who was going to be one of my Iron Chef sous chefs. He walks in the door green. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't feel good. And I was like, what's happening? And it's just coming out of every end. I was like, go home, go. And naive me, called the producer. I'm like, hey, so my sous chef's sick. Can we reschedule the Iron Chef?
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we do 2 of these a day.
Yeah.
You have to figure it out. Night before.
You're like, can we just reschedule?
So
Would you tap in?
So I tapped in a gentleman named Justin Ernsberger, who was my ex-boyfriend and
Boyfriend at the time?
ex at the time.
Oh, ex at the time.
Justin had lots of gaps in employment,
Yeah.
so he was free.
Yeah, of course. There you go.
And so Chef Arian and I knew the dishes. We're like, okay, we'll just have Justin.
Oh,
do
Chef
whatever.
Arian.
Yeah,
Oh
Chef
my
Arian. Yeah, she
gosh.
did Top Chef After
Of
You,
course. How's
season
she
5.
oh my
She's
God.
great.
Oh my God.
She works with me all the time
I
now.
love her. Yeah,
she's the best.
Yeah,
She's the best. She and I went to culinary school at the same time, actually, but we didn't know each other until after.
Till afterwards.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we made it through. I got Alaskan king crab. Our fill-in sous chef, Justin, is allergic to crab. And we had him double glove and clean all the crab.
Oh my God. You can't make this up.
No, you cannot make it up.
Who'd you go against?
Bobby Flay.
Oh, did you were
Lose
you
by
picking?
1 point.
Oh
no.
no. Bobby Flay. Yo, we know
It's
you.
chosen for us.
We know.
It's all chosen for
We
us.
know you won.
Well, I eventually beat his ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love him so much. And then, that was the first thing I ever did on Food Network.
That was the first thing.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I had a blast. I actually ended up having a really good time. And then regulars from Gusto came into the Harrison one Sunday night, and they brought Linda Lee, the producer and creator of Chopped.
Yep.
And this is also in the end of 2008. And I met her, and she said, I'm working on this show. If you'd be interested in I'll send you the pilot. And I said, sure. I was saying yes to everything at that time.
Yeah.
And a couple of days later, a DVD arrived on my desk. Does everybody know what a DVD is? It's kind of like a CD.
Yeah.
And it was a pilot of Chopped. And I was taking Sunday nights off. And so I would drive out and chill with my parents in Jersey, and we'd watch The Sopranos.
Yes.
So after a Soprano episode, we popped in the DVD and watched it. And I was like, this is so dumb. And my dad was like, doesn't matter.
Was
Say
Alan
yes.
on the pilot?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so he was already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rocco was on the pilot
Oh,
too.
Rocco, of course.
And Sue Torres was on the pilot.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah. It was interesting. It was rough, but I said yes. And then Chopped was the second thing I ever did on the Food Network.
Oh, but you did it from season 1 then?
Season 1.
Oh, wow. So you're
Yes.
day 1
I'm
Chopped.
day 1 Chopped.
Who else is day 1 Chopped?
Scott Conant,
Yeah.
Mark Murphy,
Mark Murphy.
Alex Guarnaschelli,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Zakarian,
Yeah.
and
Oh, you guys are all day ones.
That's actually
And you're holding strong. Day 1s are holding strong right now.
yes. And then we added Chris Santos,
Marcus
and then
Sanderson
we
a little
added Manit,
bit. Manit.
and then we added Marcus.
Yeah.
And then of course now it's a bunch of people we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. They,
Oh, is it changed over now? Yeah.
There's a lot of
New people.
faces that sit at the table now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Which is lovely.
But you're still doing it, though.
All you Bravo people need somewhere to go.
Oh, my gosh. This whole Bravo Food Network
You have nowhere
thing,
else to go, so
Yeah.
now you're on our network.
Can you at least respect the fact that I never really crossed networks? Did I? Did I cross networks? No.
I think we were on Next Iron Chef together, weren't we?
Okay, all right, fine. But I was just a sacrificial lamb, so I can get kicked off by Marcus on the first episode. We all know how that went. So, like, I went on Iron Chef, and I'm like, everyone here is a Food Network star except for me. Wait a second.
And Marcel.
Oh well, that was super. That was
Redemption or
that was
something.
Redemption. So
Yes.
that was after I had done my first season.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. I did it twice for some reason. Yeah. We tried to.
You say yes. You just say yes.
But now everyone from Bravo is on Guy Fieri's thing, and it's a mess. Everything's a mess. I mean, you can't
Blurred
say
lines.
anything.
Blurred lines.
Yeah, there are. Are you in the Bobby camp? Are you in the Guy camp? Whose camp are you in?
I'm in the Amanda camp.
Yes, you are. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Yes.
That's where I'm always going to be.
You better be. You gotta. I tell people you got to be on your own camp.
That's right. Integrity.
You know, they've been nice. They've asked me to come on the show quite a few times, but I'm always at the. Every time they ask me to do the TOC, I'm in Hawaii. And at this point, I think that I think they might think I'm messing with them because I'm like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm in Hawaii again.
I don't know why they take it personally. It's just business.
I mean, listen, I'm sure they're not losing sleep about Spike Mendelsohn over there.
They miss you.
Yeah, they miss me deeply. I'm ready to do a comeback.
Yeah.
We should do a show together.
Let's do it. I just competed with Aaron. We did a holiday episode of TOC.
Oh, TOC. Oh, I think I saw the preview
it
for
aired
that
last night.
That's fun.
Yep.
So tell us about your relationship with Aaron, though. You guys just became
my
such good
brother,
buddies
my
because
hermano.
you were cooking next to each other, basically, or
I
or
mean,
before that,
we came up at the same time.
the same time in New York. Yeah.
In the 90s in New York. And honestly, I was a fan of Zorella's,
Oh yeah.
his mom.
Yeah.
I used to go to that restaurant all the time. Zorella Martinez, badass.
Yeah.
Brought really authentic Mexican cuisine to New York City.
Yeah.
When there was none.
Yeah.
And then, Aaron and I talk about like reading about each other.
Yeah.
Reading about each other in Time Out or Food Arts or in the New York Times. And then we just, had the same circle of chef friends.
Yeah.
And then we always stayed in touch. And then Aaron was one of the other original judges.
Oh, he was. Yes,
Chopped.
Okay.
Yeah, he was day one too. So then we got to spend a lot of time together there.
Yeah.
And then just stayed friends forever. I just did something for his scholarship fund.
Oh yeah,
in Phoenix.
Yeah, I did his cycling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did his thing a few years ago.
Wow.
And that was fun.
I'm sure it
with
was
Aaron.
fun.
I have to tell
Lots of
you,
breaks.
we had breaks like lunches, like tasting dinners
Ladies
during
who
the
lunch.
Yeah. Like, wait, are we supposed to be cycling? He's like, no. He's like,
We'll have the van pick us up.
We'll have the van pick us up.
I know how Aaron
We'll
rolls.
have the van pick us up with our electric bikes.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! I remember his electric bike had died on our ride.
What?
And he
Stop.
was, and those
Did
bikes.
he have to pedal? They're heavy.
They're heavy. We almost lost Aaron
Shit.
in Bordeaux.
Oh my God.
There's a story out there.
Listen.
Dave and I almost lost Aaron in Bordeaux.
If he's gonna go, Bordeaux's not a bad place for him to go.
I was about to say, like, there couldn't be a better, more picturesque place for you to go
there or
around.
Jalisco,
So tell me about what's your read on the industry these days? So you've been enjoying over a decade of Food Network stuff, events.
Yeah. So
You got
after
the
I kind of inadvertently left restaurants, my first cookbook came out. Then I was doing a lot of Food Network shows.
Yeah.
And then I started to just sort of do the circuit,
Yeah.
and my job became freelance.
Yeah.
Really, really freelance. I would do food festivals, corporate gigs, big private dinners, and it was kind of nice because then I got to get outside the kitchen.
Yeah.
I worked with Lauren Bernstein, did a lot of culinary diplomacy trips.
Yes,
I
Lauren
went
Bernstein, we
to
love her.
Jordan. I went to Armenia. I went to Ireland. Places I would have never gone and seen and done what I did. And so I'm so grateful for that. And then it just sort of sparked the freelance life for me, and I felt like there was so much more opportunity out there with that. And then I just continued. I was not bored.
Yeah.
I was not free. I was so busy.
Yeah.
I just kept going. And
it's funny how, you could take all these different paths in this. I think most people think you go to culinary school, you have to be a chef, this, that. You have to cook in a kitchen, right?
Yes.
And run a restaurant, which is not necessarily that at all. Like
No.
our business is so vast and there's so many different things you could do,
changed
right?
so much.
And so, I mean, I love that about you. I've obviously followed your career because, was that your day one Tribeca homie?
Yes. I just said yes to a lot of different things also. And because I wanted to learn. And as you know, like we never want to stop learning. We want to learn how to make a product.
Boom.
We want to learn how to blend spices.
Yeah.
We want to learn how to become a brand, film our own videos,
or
whatever it may be.
Fight for something in policy that we love.
Yes, exactly. Like tonight.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yeah, food fight tonight.
Food fight tonight.
Yeah, for those who don't know, this is the only one recording. We're actually at the Anthem venue instead of DC Central Kitchen today, and we have a food fight coming up for DC Central Kitchen. Is that your first time working with DC Central Kitchen, is it?
It's my first time doing this event.
Right.
I work a lot with World Central Kitchen.
World Central, of course.
Yes.
With Jose.
Yes.
Over there, yes.
Yes.
So DC Central Kitchen, which I'm sure you know a little bit, I'll just say for the people listening to us, they take formerly incarcerated people, they put them through like a job training of 18 weeks. They're learning culinary schools, and for most of these people, it's like a second and third chance at life. Like they've had a hard hand dealt to them, right? Go at it. And so all the while they're learning culinary schools and doing this 18-week program. I think it's 12 weeks. I don't know. Anyways, it's close to there. They're feeding the homeless. So they feed the homeless with these meals.
How great is that?
They do nutritious school meals now. They've expanded. So it's a great stuff. This is like their number one fundraising event is Food Fight. A bunch of chefs come down here and we throw food at each other. No, not really. We do a little cooking competition, so it's fun. So thanks for joining us today.
I'm so happy to be here, and
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's really important, especially right now, to try to get food to people who need it.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
Really vital.
Yeah. Are you? Tell us. So you're doing catering too now, or?
Not necessarily.
No.
I think my world really consists of. I do a lot of wonderful private dinners with a company called Elevate, who I love working with,
Yeah.
and I get to do cooking demos.
Yes.
And I get to cook then. Like
Yes.
I cook a 4-course meal. I do
best.
a cooking demonstration. I do a lot of really fun stuff where I get to teach.
Yes.
I love doing cooking classes.
Yes.
I just coming off of doing Marcus Samuelson's event in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Bahamar. That's a cooking class. It's a brunch. It's a dinner. We
Yeah.
get to hang with our friends. We get to see Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah. Did you touch his abs? My wife wanted to know.
I did not touch his abs.
You touched some part.
He touched my soul.
Oh wow! Of course.
And then it's like bopping around. I just did something with Robert Irvine in Philadelphia for his foundation.
I love Robert
Beats
Irvine
and
too.
Eats. Got
He's
to
great.
eat Mark Vetri's pasta. Like that's why I love being out and about with other chefs, because this is stuff I would never be able to cook with Mark Vetri.
Yeah.
But we do it in the back of the house, somewhere in the back of the Fillmore in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And Scott Conan and I did a dinner together in the Bahamas. When do we get to cook together?
Yeah.
It's just so lovely to be able to do that and to be here with you and to see our other chef friends tonight. Like I feel like we've created a community outside of restaurants that way, and that now I have a way to be able to give back.
Yeah.
I work with a charity in New York called God's Love We Deliver, which it's not religious at all, but it's about giving people food that are homebound and ill in New York.
Yeah.
And New Yorkers are my heart, and when somebody's sick and you make them a bowl of soup, it changes everything.
Boom.
But it's also about the social interaction. There's a lot of people who are alone in New York.
Yeah.
So I get to give back a lot.
Well, you grew up in that family environment
Yes.
where it's like, hey, something's wrong, let's feed you,
Yes.
right?
It's all about feeding people.
And so it comes full circle now
Totally.
as like an adult and being through the industry and doing all your training. Some of our I don't think people realize, yes, we love feeding people. We love when you visit restaurants, but most of our most joyous moments is in a way where we can give back through food, right?
Exactly.
And I
don't know how else to do it.
Yeah, no, that's the only way.
My love language.
Yeah,
Yes.
we want to watch someone as weird and psycho as it might seem.
Watch
we want
them
to
eat.
we want to watch people eat. We're a bunch of stalkers, basically, disguised as chefs. I
just want
I just
instant
realized that we're all
gratification.
stalkers.
We're instant gratification junkie, dopamine junkies.
That's it. That's
we
it.
want
We
to
want
know.
that
Do you love
instant-
it? Do you love it?
Yeah. Well, that's why CPG is so hard
Yes.
for me because
you can't see somebody's face.
You don't get the instant. Oh, give it to me. Give it to me. Oh yeah, see, you don't get. But you're melding in CPG. You got
Yes, Freitag cocktails.
Tell us about that.
Freitag cocktails are so fun. They're boozy AF.
Yeah, boozy
They're
AF.
strong. And I'm doing currently a Manhattan and a Negroni.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that because what's out there I think is not so great.
Yeah.
A lot of sugar,
Totally.
not a lot of alcohol in them.
Yeah.
Then they're really good product. They're distilled in San Diego, and we make all our own bitters.
Yeah.
We blend it all there together, no added sugars, so it's really clean.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I think for me, along with my Easy AF cooking videos, I'm trying to help people do it all at home.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to take them by the hand and say, okay, if you want to have 4 people over, here's how you can do it.
Yeah.
I swear it's not that hard.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of fun with, especially with the cooking video tutorials, because it's changed so much since I started doing it in 2019. We used to do like these 5-minute videos of cooking, and now it's like 45 seconds of
45
cooking.
seconds.
Maybe
You're
somebody's
like,
watching for 10.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, we're still injecting, food into their life, confidence into their cooking, and with the cocktails in the bottle, it just helps with entertaining, right? You open them, you pour them over ice, that's it.
I think that lane is so fun for you.
It's
like
so
the
fun.
cooking at home, getting people
Yes.
energized, plus the as fuck, is that AF?
Amanda Freitag.
Amanda, okay, I'm sorry.
What are you thinking? I don't know what you're talking about.
But I think
For
that's
the grandmas out there.
I love that lane for you.
Yeah, I didn't know my initials were cool until I met Kedzie Teller,
Totally
who's my
cool.
marketing guru genius, who helped me with social media, helped me create this brand. I also do a spice line with Lior from the Boîte, and it's just fun to put your signature into somebody else's kitchen.
Yeah.
And I hope to do more. We're working on the book, the Easy AF book.
Yes.
Which-
to take the brand all the way, baby.
Yeah,
Hey,
right?
yeah, that's what,
What
I'm saying.
else can we do?
a podcast.
What else?
Have me on.
I tried. I dabbled in that. I'm going to let you do that.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to leave the
Thank
podcasting
you. Leave me a little
up to
room.
you.
Leave me a little room there. Who were some of the inspirations to you, like during this whole time? I know like the specific people you work for, but like, did you ever look at? I just watched the Martha documentary. I don't know what.
Oh yeah,
wasn't
that's
that
good? I want more.
Don't you want
I
more?
want
of that?
part 2.
Can we do a whole series?
I want more.
Someone convinced her to do a whole series. Well, that's why I like the lane that you're in right now, because I watched that documentary and
It's
I was
lifestyle.
like, oh shit! Like
Yes,
I
so-
didn't realize how. I knew you were ahead of your time, Martha, but like, damn,
way.
I didn't know how ahead of your time you were. Do you know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like this generation, this younger generation, really needs to study her.
Yes.
There will never be anybody like her ever again.
Right?
I've had the great fortune of working with her on Chopped.
Yeah.
And sitting with her makes me feel like I know nothing.
Yes.
And that I need to learn everything.
Yes.
There was a piece of fabric on the table because we were decorated a little extra because she was there, and she was describing the fabric and where it probably came from.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
I
I know nothing.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know nothing.
She had brought her eggs, all these different kinds of eggs. She had brought them with her.
Yeah.
And told us about each and every egg and about each and every chicken that laid them.
Yes.
And what they ate. And I was just like, there will never be anybody who knows what she knows, a lot about a lot of different things.
I know how to fold my T-shirts because of her. Boom, boom, boom.
She's
like in the
left
3-step
us with
process.
so much, and she's still going. She's a badass.
She's so badass.
She is the definition of resilience and reinvention.
Yeah. I totally agree with you.
I
mean, that's
love
why.
her.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering what you thought about her because I had just watched the documentary. I was like, I bet you Amanda
absolutely-
loves her.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love her, and I absolutely respect her.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, but in the business world, if you're a very successful man, you're deemed as
Don't
powerful
hate to say this. Don't hate
and
to say this. You
brave.
should say this.
I hate to say it, and when you're a very successful woman, you're a bitch.
Yes.
And that has to change.
That has to change. I love that you brought that up because we've had, we definitely have quite a few women on the podcast, right? And I couldn't agree more with that. Why is that? Like same thing with Rachel Ray a little bit, maybe a little truth over there, but no, but
business is hard.
But business is hard, and you have to act the way you have to act.
And I'll tell you, I'm a very fair, very nice person.
Yeah.
And I can see where that has been negative for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I've tried the bitchiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've actually tried it at the chop table one day because I'm friendly with the whole crew.
Yeah.
And one of the PAs was like, "You want some coffee?" I was like, "Yes, I want coffee now." And they were like, "What's up with you?" I'm like, "I'm trying to be bitchy," and they were like,
bring me peanut M&Ms.
just
Make
the
sure
white
they're all
ones.
blue. Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, it's very hard for me to do that,
Yeah.
but I do think there's a benefit to doing your business,
Yeah.
right? And then having your personality. And
Yeah.
if you're tough in business and that's construed as being bitchy, okay, fine.
Yeah.
If you're successful, that's how you got it.
That's how you have
You
to
got to
do
be
it.
tough.
You know, it's interesting. I'm much more in the laid back part of my life and career these days.
Yeah.
But you know, back in the day, we used to have some fieriness in our
Sure.
kitchens and in business and,
Sure.
and shit. But I'd recently been invited to go do some episodes of Bar Rescue,
Oh, wow.
and as the host, as John Taffer.
Woo!
I know.
That's hard to like bring that up when
It
you don't
was
have it.
so hard. I can't tell you. Like I was like,
It's
I
like
didn't,
acting. You
I
have to be
didn't
an
realize.
actor.
My wife was coaching me a little bit. We were like watching Bar Rescue shows, and I was like walking into the room, and I was like, you know, it was tough. I mean, I did 3 episodes. I enjoyed it. They paid me. I thought they went great, but man,
I'm not comfortable
I have
with
to
that.
say it's tough to get back into that
Mm-hmm.
mode. It's tough to shit on people in this day and age. In
Well, because
in
as
business,
we've
do you know
gotten
what I mean?
older,
Like,
I think we have empathy
Yeah.
more than like anger towards somebody. It's like some people aren't capable.
yeah,
Some people need trainings.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not their fault.
yeah,
Sometimes it's just not their thing.
exactly.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm an empath at heart. So, and then
Yeah.
I think you get a little bit softer as you get older too. And there's so much hindsight.
Yeah.
You know, when you look back at your younger self, you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that, you know, or behaved that way, or, you know, you could have done that so much differently. It didn't have to be that hard. But you
Yeah.
don't get that until you get older.
Exactly.
And the years pass and you learn and you soften a little bit.
You soften a little bit. So if there's a production team out there listening to this, if you guys are interested in a show that has no drama,
Exactly.
no yelling,
That's why-
no yelling, no twists, no hooks, no lies, you know, reach me. I'm happy to do a show that really cares about.
You're
Yeah.
a nice co-host.
Yeah, you're a nice co-host.
That's why there's no Guy or Bobby sitting right here.
Yeah.
We're not big enough for TV. TV wants big.
Big
They
personality.
want drama,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like I always loved doing Chopped and competition because I knew how to do that,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Chopped is what we would do every day in our restaurants. Tell our cooks what they did wrong and what they did right.
Yeah.
So it came natural.
Yes.
Right? But then when it came to these moments where it's like you have to be an actor, that's not who I am.
No.
That's not who you are.
No, it's tough.
So I loved representing myself.
Yeah.
But then when it became anything bigger than that, I think is where I realized, oh, I might not be
You're not that. Yeah.
for TV that
Yeah.
way, you know. But the TV stuff that I've done has been joyous for me because it all reminds me of a kitchen crew.
Yes, of course.
It all reminds me of
Maybe
kitchen
it feels
crew.
like home.
Yeah.
Feels like home.
All the cameramen are line cooks.
Yeah.
The director and the producers are the sous chefs and the owners.
Yeah.
And then you make a product, you put it out there, see if people like it, and then do it again.
That's it. Empty walk-in at the end of the day, and
That's
you're good to
right.
go. Listen, I told you you were going to lose track of time.
Don't even
You-
tell me
I
what
told
time
you,
it is.
I told you we were going to have so much fun on the
Damn it.
podcast.
God damn it.
Or you wanted to get checked in at 1:30 p.m. on the dot. I told her no, we are doing podcasts, but now I'm gonna remind you we're past your check-in time.
It's past my check-in time. Wait,
But-
I just want to talk about one more thing.
Oh no,
before we go.
please!
See.
Wait! I'm sorry. Let me ask my production team if I have a hard out. Do
you have a hard out? I have a hard out for my shower. But no, wait, I want to talk about
Tell
something
me.
I'm really passionate about is because I get to do those food and music festivals all the time.
Tell me,
I
yes.
do Bourbon and Beyond or Ocean's Calling.
Oh, you just did Ocean's Calling with the
Ocean's Calling I did last year.
Oh, last year.
I did Bourbon and Beyond this year. There's a lot of food and music in my life right now. And I just think I've found out over the years, and God's love, we do a huge concert called Love Rocks, that chefs and musicians are so much alike.
Oh my gosh!
And I know you have a lot of musician friends.
Yes.
And all I find is that the musicians want to talk about food.
That's it. They want to talk food. We want to talk about music. I want to learn how to play piano, and they want to learn how to cook. And I don't know. It's interesting that you bring this up, because a lot of the boot camps that we were doing that eventually ended up with the James Beard Foundation.
Yeah.
The whole basis of the boot camp was pairing chefs and musicians, right, to come together and encourage themselves to learn that they actually have a powerful voice. Like, for those who don't know, chefs never were really too confident that we could push policy
Right.
or be involved
That we
in
had a
politics,
stance.
right?
Yeah.
That we had a stance. And what some of these boot camps did, they made most of us realize, hey, wait a second, we feed people. We're a trusted human being in the community.
Yeah.
We're feeding you, know, and
Yes.
we deal with the food system. We buy ingredients, we store ingredients, we
We're
cook
important.
ingredients. We're very important in the ecosystem. So it took a while for chefs to realize that we have a voice, but now you have amazing chefs doing great things, sharing their opinions, pushing policy. The musicians are coming to help us because it's a different type of celebrity, a musician, right? And so chefs sometimes need that
Need a
extra little
boost.
pull,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's a great combination. I'm glad you brought it up,
Yeah.
and I think I missed you last year, but Cody and I were at the show. It was
At Ocean's Calling?
yeah, at Ocean's Calling. We tried to meet you, but
Oh yeah, it was.
it was rainy.
I mean, there was
it was a mess. It was
like 50,000 people there.
Jack
It was
Johnson
insane.
was there. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It was like,
It
but
was
it's a great
insane.
event.
Yeah, and I hope to do more with that, because I really just think there's such a synergy there.
Yeah.
And I got to be friendly with the guys from Nathaniel Rateliff Band,
Oh.
Mark Schusterman and Nathaniel, and they love food.
Yeah.
And think about all the musicians that ever worked in the restaurants with us, front of the house, back of the house.
Well, the other piece is that we've done almost like 30 episodes at this point, and it's amazing to me how many chefs set out to be musicians, or in bands, and ended up just being cooks and chefs that love to play music now. And it's tell people, Amanda, on the way out right now, where can they find all the things you're up to, your product, your charitable websites, contributions? Just tell them where they can find you.
Well, my Instagram, Chef Amanda F. You'll find my link tree, which leads you to Easy AF merch, cocktails, spices. I also have an apron that gives back to a charity called Cooks Who Feed, and you'll find all the God's Love stuff there. We are doing a kids cookie party coming up in December, and if anybody ever wants to volunteer, if you're in New York City, just come on in, cut some carrots, and make a difference.
That's right, guys. Amanda, it's been a pleasure. I mean, not only are you a good friend, I admire your career. I love what you've done in the space. I've always been a fan of yours,
you. Same.
especially your duck fries and then some, as you know. And it's just a pleasure to watch you just like do your thing.
I
So
appreciate
thanks for making
that.
time to come today.
Thank you.
And we're going to go rock the food fight right
Yes.
now. All right. A huge thank you to our title sponsor, Events DC, the official convention and sports authority for the district and a key player in making some of DC's most exciting events and experiences happen. From world-class sports to cultural festivals and everything in between, they help power the energy of the city. Check out eventsdc.com to see what they're cooking up. A shout out to our broadcast home, DC Central Kitchen, for not just feeding people, but fueling real change. If you want to support their mission or get involved, head to dccentralkitchen.org. You can catch up on past episodes or subscribe for new ones at intheweedspod.com or on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. The kitchen may be closed for now, but the conversation is still sizzling on our Instagram at intheweeds.pod. So come and join us there. That is a wrap on this shift. See you back in the weeds next time.